as a $1,000 bonus is on the horizon. In Gaithersburg, Bureau Chief Ace Ramirez has the details. Ace?
Can you smell it? Can you feel it? Spring is right around the corner. For a lot of people, the warmer weather and longer sunlight signal the end of winter. This usually perks up the mood, giving people a happier disposition and more spring in their step, so to speak. Maryland state employees will definitely have more spring in their steps this season, knowing that Governor Larry Hogan is championing for a $1,000 bonus for all state employees. Cha-ching! According to the governor, the supplemental budget recognizes the hard work of our state employees who have overcome significant challenges to deliver essential services to Marylanders during this public health emergency. The supplemental budget is an amendment to Maryland's proposed fiscal year 2022 recovery budget, which focuses on education and public health, substantial tax relief to struggling Marylanders and small businesses, expands resources for crime prevention and fighting the opioid epidemic, fully funds Chesapeake Bay restoration, and lays a strong foundation for the state's economic recovery.
Our economic recovery budget for FY 2022 will provide immediate, targeted emergency tax relief and economic stimulus to help struggling Maryland families and small businesses who need it the most. Our budget provides record investments in education, crime prevention, public health, and all of our key priorities. It also lays the foundation for a strong economic recovery for Maryland, while at the same time maintaining our commitment to fiscal responsibility.
Governor Hogan also submitted last month a $1.5 billion supplemental budget for FY 2022, which includes $931 million in funding for local systems in support and targeted assistance for the safe reopening of public schools. This is on top of the record $7.5 billion for K-12 education, above and beyond the legislature's funding formulas.
We are providing historically high record funding for K-12 education. This budget invests a record $7.5 billion into K-12 education, which is $213 million above and beyond the education spending formulas proposed by the legislature. No governor in the history of the state has ever invested more in K-12 education.
Also included in the supplemental budget, $434 million in additional funding for the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, or SNAP, and the Pandemic EBT program, $128 million to support the state's Child Care Scholarship Program, including almost $60 million to help support licensed child care providers recover from the impact of the pandemic. The supplemental budget also provides $9 million to support local health departments and $1 million for Maryland's Department of Housing and Community Development to support the Maryland Housing Counseling Fund. The Republican governor, who has been considered a top GOP contender for the 2024 presidential campaign, backed up the move to grant bonuses to state employees, saying the state government has been successful in weathering the pandemic without having to implement any layoffs or furloughs.
Our budget is 100% structurally balanced. We've accomplished this with no tax increases, without any layoffs or furloughs for hardworking state employees, and without cutting any essential services for Maryland's citizens.
Hogan praised and especially thanked frontline workers, including police officers, healthcare workers, highway maintenance workers, and all the dedicated public servants for their exceptional service. In Gaithersburg, Maryland, I'm Ace Ramirez. We live in interesting times.